Good morning. We are Sujatha and Sriram from Visakhapatnam. Had privilege of visiting London and Scotland for over a month during 2022-23 period. We would like to share our experience of the places that we visited in both the places, and we would like to give a brief on what are the good places to visit and how do we enjoy the tour. As we all know that London is famous for its palaces, museums, parks, gardens, lakes, its transport system, markets, theatres, bridges, castles, churches, educational institutes, architecture, Thames River and stadiums. Scotland is famous for its waterfronts, Highlands, Loch Ness, churches, markets and castles. Nearby places like Oxford, Cambridge, Stonehenge, Bath Hot Springs, Cotswold, Bibury agri fields in the rural England are worth seeing. There are 6 airports in London, of which Heathrow and Gatwick airports are the 2 major airports which are having direct flights from India. These 2 airports are directly connected with the city metro rail networks. Otherwise, taxis are the next preference. If you are a vegetarian foodie, book your food along with your international flight tickets, as it looked very demanding in the flight. Browse the rules about the items that you can carry while going to London. Carry required passport, valid visa, your contact details in London, valid health insurance and usable bank cards. We observed that March-April is very good season for flower gardens. Otherwise, Christmas is celebration time in London. Eateries are available in many places, but we observed that for lunch and dinner, it is preferred to do advance booking for seats, and we found that carrying winter clothing is advisable as it will be windy in the post-noon days. As told earlier, there are many parks and gardens within the London city, out of which we visited nearly 10 parks, which are Hyde Park, Regent's Park, Richmond Park, St. James Park, Victoria Park, Greenwich Park, Hampstead Heath, Kensington Gardens and Battersea Park. Very good flowering is observed in all these parks, and out of all, the Kew Garden, which requires entry ticket, is very well organized garden, and all varieties of trees and plants are available in the garden, and all these gardens take very long time to visit as they are very huge in size, and also many of them have waterfronts or lakefronts inside the park. So be prepared to spend minimum 2 to 3 hours in every park that you visit in London. There are more than 50 museums in London, and for many of them entry is mostly free with advance booking. We have visited nearly 11 to 12 museums in London, which are British Museum, Victoria and Albert Museum, Science Museum, Natural History Museum, Tate Modern, National Gallery, British Library, Royal Observatory Greenwich, National Maritime Museum, Keats House and Barbican Art Gallery. Depending upon your interest area, be prepared to spend minimum 1 to 2 hours in every museum that you visit, and it requires a lot of walking inside the premises. So be prepared for all this, and you can see the Greenwich line shown in the slide. So it is all these museums are very interesting to visit, and you will enjoy the articles that are displayed in all these museums. There are many markets in London, some of which are regular markets and some of which are weekend markets. We have visited Borough Market, Covent Garden Market, Columbia Road Flower Market, Greenwich Market, Portobello Road Market, Camden Market, Piccadilly Market, and Islington Farmers Market. All these markets will have all varieties of shops, mostly selling the local items or regional items to be exact. And out of all the markets we visited, the weekend market, the flower market in Columbia Road is very good collection of all types of flowers from entire Europe. And nearer to the Columbia Road market, there is a Bangla market where we have enjoyed all the Bangladeshi sweets. Go and enjoy all the markets. London city is having major metro train stations and it is consisting of Jubilee Line, Metropolitan Line, Northern Line, Piccadilly Line, Victoria Line, City Line, National Rail, including lines for Eurorail covering Europe stations. These trains runs almost 20 hours a day, roughly, and there will be buses, some buses plying throughout the day and night, 24/7. And the important station is King's Cross Road station and London Waterloo station, and then the Kensington station. These are the major stations in London. There are about 22 universities in London. The major 10 universities are listed here, which are London School of Economics, Imperial College, University College of London, King's College, University of the Arts London, City University of London, Queen Mary University, University of West London, SOAS University of London, Goldsmiths University of London. These are some of the major universities which exist in the London city limits itself. We all know that London is a very active cultural city. London is having more than 100 theatres in the city limits, out of which we have simply given some list of theatres, and it should be mentioned that everyone should visit the Globe Theatre of Shakespeare within the city, nearer to the Tower Bridge. And we visited one show in Novel Theatre, a show on Mamma Mia, and some of the theatres names are given in the slide, and it is very much imminent to visit at least the Globe Theatre and one theatre show in the London tour, as they are very much enjoyable and historic also. As we know that the United Kingdom is ruled by royal family for more than many centuries, and within the city limits, the Buckingham Palace is worth visiting, which is having very spacious parks around it, and it is also interesting to see the daily course performed by the security guards in front of the palace. In addition to this palace in the city limits, there is Windsor Castle nearer to the Heathrow Airport, which is the residence of the royal family. Unfortunately, we can visit some part of the Windsor Castle, and in addition to these two castles, there is Kensington Palace, St. James Palace, Whitehall Palace, the Tower of London, the Palace of Westminster, Clarence House, and Hampton Court Palace. They are very historical and worth visiting. As we know that the London city is placed around the Thames River. It is having very much interesting places along its banks. Some of the important places are Tower Bridge, London Eye, even the Westminster and Big Ben. And we can also visit so many places as Thames River is running more than 20 miles or 26 miles within the city limit, and there are boats running for the tourists and also as a ferrying boats to cover local places in the boat. The boat ride on the Thames River is really enjoyable and worth going. As we know, London is one of the major cities in the world. So it is having huge varieties of markets and shopping chains in the London city, and after which Tesco, Waitrose, Sainsbury, these are some of the chains selling the groceries and vegetables, fruits, etc. And Harrods is worth visiting place, which is selling almost all varieties of clothes and bags, etc. and jewelry. And some of the important shopping chains are Marks Spencer, Harrods, Harvey Nicholas, Selfridges, Zara, H&M, like this. In addition to these kind of shopping chains, as we know that many people from different parts of the world settled in London, so they have Asian markets also. Particularly, there are so many Indian shops selling the Indian grocery and Indian vegetables and fruits. In addition to markets, parks, gardens, and the churches and palaces, we have many other places to visit in London, which is Westminster Abbey, Big Ben, St. Paul Cathedral, London Eye, Warner Brothers Studio, Madame Tussauds, Piccadilly Circus and Trafalgar Square, Tower of London, Notting Hill Gate, Hampton Court Palace. And London Sky is also home to some of the world's most striking modern architecture, particularly the buildings like Shard, the Fenchurch Street Walkie-Talkie, the Gherkin, Tate Modern, Sky Garden, British Library, Wembley Stadium, etc. These are very good places to visit, and we can enjoy the serenity and architecture of London city. Now we go a little away from London city, and worth visiting places are Oxford and Cambridge universities, which are situated nearly 1 hour drive or by train from London. As we all know that these two universities are 800 years old and produced so many Nobel laureates during these years. Some of the important personalities from Oxford University is Stephen Hawking, Hubble, Frederick Lindemann and Schrodinger. And we know that Isaac Newton, Turing and Franklin, Oppenheimer, Charles Darwin, Bernard Russell, Keynes, Niels Bohr, some of the alumni of Cambridge University, and Srinivas Ramanujan of India worked in Cambridge University. Oxford University is very orthodox and consisting of all old buildings which are very worth visiting. And interestingly, in Cambridge University, there is a waterway inside the university area. So we will have a punt ride in the Cambridge. And we can also see the Newton apple tree in Cambridge. So these two places are very interesting. And we have also seen the J.J. Thomson plaque in Cambridge University. So have time to go to this, visit these two universities which are nearly 60 kilometers away from the London city, and we can reach the places by train or by road. Now going still further from London city, we can visit so many historical places like Stonehenge, Cotswold, Bath, Bibury and Burton on the Water. So many travel agencies conduct one-day tour from London city by road, and all these places are worth visiting places and highly historical. Particularly, we will enjoy the charming villages in the Cotswold, particularly the Bibury. And whoever likes the waterfront, the Burton on the Water is a village worth visiting, and we will really enjoy the environs there. And Burford is a historical place having very ancient markets. So have time to visit these places. It's a one-day tour package from London, highly enjoyable. After seeing the London city and nearby places, it's also worth visiting the Edinburgh and Scotland Highlands and Loch Ness. To reach Edinburgh, it will take 4 to 5 hours by train. So we went for a 3-day visit. First day we had a local visit in Edinburgh, and the next day we went to Highlands by a local tourist operator. And third day we visited our cousins staying in Edinburgh, and they took us to the Britannia Royal Arch. It's a very worth visiting place. And Scottish Highlands are very scenic places, highlands, and is also having huge water areas in the mountainous areas. And inside the Edinburgh, we have to visit the Edinburgh Castle and some of the churches in the old city of Edinburgh. And in Loch Ness, we will see the lakefronts as well as the locks for the visiting boats. We can also see the operating of locks in the canals of these areas. So it is minimum 2 to 3 days tour from London, but it's worth visiting. Have a nice visit to all these places. Thank you.